Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the Beautiful and the Damned. This is the Never Surrender Straight Bourbon Whiskey, coming in at a 50% ABV, at least 6 years old. So this is somewhat of a newer brand coming to the markets in some areas, and I actually picked this up prior to going to a tasting event for this one, because I was like, you know what? I love transparency. Here on the channel, that's something we preach about, and as soon as I started learning and reading about the brand, I knew I had to support it. Now, I'm actually going to be reading from their website with all the nitty-gritty details that they offer on this one, so a bunch of things to kind of follow up on here. So we know, again, it's 100 proof, at least 6 years old. It is non-chill filtered. They're using 56-degree limestone filtered water. They're doing barrel staves char number 4, barrel heads char number 2, and they tell us a mash bill for their blend as well. It's coming in with 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley, and then the other part is 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. And this is from batch 1, and this is actually bottle number 1666. Now, the whole idea behind the Never Surrender is a quote from Churchill going, "We will never surrender." And it's kind of that kind of homage to America, and given that this story of the United States saying that we don't back down. And I thought that was really cool. The artwork on the front's actually what really caught my eye before I ever knew anything about the bottling itself. But let's go ahead and jump into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. If you're interested in their other bottle, which is the Man of Leisure, and any other releases they happen to do, they will be linked up above and down below for you to check out, along with a link to their website, so you can go learn about them. Maybe pick yourself up a bottle if you're interested in doing that kind of stuff. They are doing some online shipping as well. But no, I was invited to a tasting event, but prior to that, I actually purchased this one because I was like, I want to be able to talk about it before the event, and I got sidetracked. Shocker, I know. Beautiful dark color. Love that color. Very dark brown. Almost like a dark rum, but a little more golden than a dark rum. All right, let's go for notes. Oh, beautiful vanillas and chariness. The oak sweetness as well. I love the char going on in here because it's almost bringing across a toasted sweetness for me. Beautiful fruit layers going in here too. Almost like a baked apple pie with grandma's spices going on. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, just a beautiful bourbon on the nose. Both using the char number 4 and the char number 2 really stands out. Like, I'm going to ride that home because it brought out so much wood sugar sweetness to it. And that's adding almost like your baked apple pie, you got the lattice work going on, but there's a little bit of the sugar on top of that. So you get this caramelized, almost not quite brulee effect, but the big, thick, coarse sugar cubes across it. And it's just got this beautiful look to it. Homemade spices, cinnamon and clove, but the apple notes are what really, and it's not super sweet. It's almost a little bit of a tart apple going on in here as well. Great on the nose. Let's go for a taste. It's sweet, and then it's charry, almost like grilled fruit. Like if you've ever grilled out with a pork chop and you sliced up apples to put on there, it's sweet. The spice layers are beautiful as well. The rye notes are starting to come out, getting a little bit of the grassy herbalness going on there. Not quite the dill note that MGP is known for in their rye, but beautifully soft, charry oak layers. The vanilla is coming across like a almost like vanilla bean. Second sip here, get almost a little bit of a cherry note going on. Some MGPs can pull across the cherry note, and I do like that too. But cherries and almost a dark fruit, like either a date or something along those lines, plum. Beautiful warmth on the palate. For 50% ABV, it's very, very subtle on that. So it's not super stingy, but it's also got some good character there. A little bit of a dry leatheriness going on as well. It's very complex. And honestly, it's got a beautiful palate to it. It clings really well, and it's one that you could just kind of sit down and enjoy because it is very different than a lot of MGP bourbon I've had. Yeah, I mean, there's not a fault in that. It's sweet, it's oaky, it's got these beautiful spices, the leatheriness, the apple pie note is coming through for me. That is a good, solid whiskey. All right. So I add a little drop of water, see what changes up here. Under most circumstances, it might make it go a little softer, might make it go a little bit more spice heavy, might just make it go nice and simple, might not change a thing. But that's why we do this, for the sake of science. Because it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. All right, let's go for notes on the water version. Ooh, that just got sweet. Oh, but that's got all the spice layers, the heft to it. But it's sweet wood sugars even more. Wood burning kit. It gives me the wood burning kit vibe. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes, but the charriness is being broken up a little bit more, so it's not quite as char toasted heavy over here, but just like a sweet wood note. I mean, if you've ever had, it kind of gives me vibes of Elijah Craig toasted barrel, and that's why I keep referring to a toasted cask to it, because it is just wood sugar sweet. Vanillas, the apple notes are coming through beautifully, a little sweeter, not as tart of an apple, but yet again, still give me those apple pie vibes. All right, let's go for taste. That actually got really deep oakiness going on now. Wow, leather is like well-worn leather. Deep, rich. The sweet and your fruity factors have kind of been faded away, but it made room for a deep heaviness to it. A little drying on the palate, but the spices here are very subtly sweet, grains, but the rye spices here are very subtle sweet grains. And you know what? I'm getting almost a little bit of that rye dilliness on the taste. It might be projected at this point, but I get just a light amount of it on there. Let's go back to the neat version. Honestly, that just makes you smile. Toasted marshmallow. A toasted marshmallow. That's what I'm getting. That is, oh my God, that is exactly what it is. You took a stick, you put a marshmallow on the end as a kid, and you just stuck it over the fire and it got charry. So you get the sweet creaminess from that vanilla, and it's that charriness. That is toasted marshmallow. I'm gonna go back here and see if I can find it. You kind of get it there too. Man, the oak and leather layers in that one is phenomenal. I never do water without the camera because I love to see what happens. And this is the prime example of it because it brought across these beautiful, dark, heavy leather oaky notes. And I gotta say, it's just as pretty. I think the neat version still beats it, but this is a good experimental whiskey. All right, let's talk about market price because we all know market price is market price. And as always, it's going to vary. So I ended up picking this up for, I think it was like $85, $86 at my local store. And on their website, they have it marked at $89. I've actually seen this at Total Wine for $80.99, so $81. So a slight markup comparatively. Total Wine's always going good cheaper. That's how it works. I got to be honest, it's a great bottle. And let's just be frank here. You're telling us everything we want to know. You're telling us char types, age statements. You're keeping it at a higher proof. You're giving us the mash bills used for this blend, and it's a damn good whiskey. It's worth the $89.99 they're asking for. The transparency is one big piece of the pie, but the flavors this is bringing across beats a lot of bourbons I've had here in 2023. It's going to be on my top 5 list for this year in 2023 because of how well this has been created. It's beautifully done. I highly recommend if you see this on the shelf, definitely give it a grab. Give it a pour if you're at a bar somewhere. I give it a big thumbs up. Never Surrender really lives up to that name. And again, if you're interested in anything The Beautiful and the Damned is doing, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. The Beautiful and the Damned. Never Surrender Straight Bourbon Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, I even like it might not.